Tell me about yourself. My name is Anne-Marie Fasano. I have been a substitute school teacher for the past 11 years with Lake County Schools. I am married for 29 years and live in Claremont for 22. I have a son and a daughter that are both in college right now. I have enjoyed being a substitute school teacher, and I have mainly worked in the elementary schools. I have worked from Title I schools all the way to rated A schools. Number 2, name a time where you had an issue in your job position. What was the situation and how was it resolved? I had a situation a few years ago when I was asked to work in a Title I school by a principal. I was working as a VE teacher for the 3rd and 5th grade students. We had many substitute teachers that would come in and leave before the end of the day because the behavior at the school was very severe and challenging. I would be pulled into these rooms to cover them for the rest of the day. This became an ongoing problem where it enabled me not to complete the job that was at hand. The way that I handled it was I went to the person that was in charge of scheduling the subs and spoke to them about my concerns. And then we went to the vice principal and we made other arrangements for other subs. Name a time when you disagreed with your supervisor. What was it and how did you resolve it? Many years ago I worked in residential management and I had an assistant manager that lived on the property. She would clock in the morning in the office and go back home for several hours and come back to the office as if she had been there the whole time. She asked me to do the same. She wanted me to clock her in and clock her out when she was not present at the office. The way that I handled this is I went to my manager and reported her because it was basically unethical and stealing from your job. Number 4, discuss a situation where you went above and beyond your job requirements. When I worked at an elementary school, it was a Title I school that had an F rating. My first year, I started a book club with 5th grade girls on my lunch break. That was not something that anyone asked me to do, but I felt that it was very important for these girls to have some place to go to connect with one another. The following year, we did not have money in our budget to have an art teacher at this elementary school, so I started an art club, and I did this twice a month, and I did this on Wednesdays for students in 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade that were already at ELC staying after school. I was not paid extra for this. I was a substitute teacher on a substitute salary, and I used my own money to buy supplies for the students. I felt it was important because these students did not have a proper outlet for their artistic abilities, and I felt that it was necessary. Tell me about a situation you would have done differently. What was it? What did you do? And how would you now handle it differently? I've had many situations that probably over the years I wish I could do over again. One was I worked at a ballet studio many years ago, and I came into my office after working there for several months and found someone sitting in my seat. They told me that I was going to be doing something else. This girl was replacing me with no notice and no reason. At that point, I went ahead and did exactly what they asked me to do. I only worked part-time. The girl that was in my job left within 3 weeks. I wish that I had turned in my keys at that moment. I wish I had not taken the job to begin with. There was no formal interview. There were no rules. There was nothing that was a situation of an office that had any kind of standards. And I felt that it was run poorly and had bad customer service. So if I could do differently, I wish that I had not taken the job to begin with, and I wish that I had turned my keys in then and there. At this point, the only other thing I would like to add at this interview is that I have a true love and a desire to teach. I want to work with children, and I want to make a difference and an impact in their life. not just through teaching the math and the science and teaching them how to take a test, but I want to teach them the fun and the joy of learning, and to help these children learn self-confidence so that they too can find their dreams when they grow up. Thank you.